is really, it's sort of like playing the best part of yourself, and I'm very happy to bring him home.
You've also done the Rocky Horror movie show, and that seems to have developed quite a cult following in this country.
Yes, it has.
Do you understand that? Could you explain why?
I'm not really entirely sure why. I think one of the reasons is that it largely plays in campus towns, and very often in sort of campus movie theaters. And I think one of the reasons that it's lasted so long is that it's the only guaranteed weekend party. So that if Friday night or Saturday night comes around and you don't have a serious date, you know that you're going to have a good time at the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I mean, I think that's probably one of the reasons why it's done so well. And it's a kind of, it's also become a sort of rite of passage, I think. You know, gee, Mom, am I old enough to go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Interestingly enough, I met a very, very interesting lady in San Francisco who's using the movie as therapy for teenage kids who have either been abused by their families or who are coming out of drug therapy. And they join the cast of their Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they find that it's enormously useful in giving them confidence, which I think is really rather marvelous.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
I thought you were wonderful in Rocky Horror. Oh, I adore you, but most of all, when you were on Saturday Night Live and you did a Mick Jagger interpretation, just one Mick Jagger face, please.
I can't get, no.
You are, I use the phrase enormously talented, and there just isn't any question of it. And me and my gal, my girl, you tap, you do other dancing, you sing, big voice, enormous voice, the one-liners, the toughest stuff in the world.
I was just wondering how you got your big break and how your acting career began. I'm waiting for my big break now.
Well, I was
maybe in it to play your cards right.
I was enormously lucky. I did a drama degree at a university in England. There were only about 3 universities then that actually did them. And at the end of it, I went down to London and I stayed with a friend whose brother was an actor, and I met his agent. And he told me that they were looking for people for hair. And I went to audition. I mean, they had open auditions for it because it was a very hard show to cast. It was the first rock and roll musical there was, really. And it was very difficult for them to find people who could both act and sing rock and roll, really. So that the people they found didn't really, only about half of them were equity members. I mean, I got an instant equity card, which was just so lucky. Because usually in England you have to work outside London for 40 weeks consecutively.
What? 40 consecutive weeks?
Well, you have to have had 40 weeks. Yeah. And at least 4 of them at a time have to be consecutive to even work in the West End of London. So I was enormously lucky, and having started, I mean, I lied through my teeth. I mean, I told them that I had an equity card. I told them that I'd done tours of cabaret and stuff. And by the time that they discovered I didn't have an equity card, they wanted me in the show, and they got me in. So I was terribly lucky.
Well, our time is gone, unfortunately. The show is just marvelous. It's at the Fisher through the 24th of April.
That's right.
Me and My Girl. And it's old-fashioned in the best sense of the word. Songs, jokes, witty sayings, big, luscious sets. Beginning of the second act will knock your socks off. And in no small part, it is due to the fine work of Tim Curry. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.